Hi everybody, I'm Paddy Hunter-Murphy, and this is the Senior Pickleball Tips Podcast, where we discuss everything pickleball as it relates to us seniors. Hi everybody, I have with me today Kevin Beeson, who is a terrific coach, and from the Senior Pickleball Tips Facebook group, a lot of the members really like him. So anyway, Kevin, hi, how are you doing?
Hey Patty, how you doing today?
Yeah,
Thanks
too
for
bad,
having
not
me.
too bad. Yeah, it's a great pleasure. It's a great pleasure. Nice to kind of meet you. You know, not really face to face. We're on Zoom, but you know, it's nearly face to face, which is good. And thank you for getting up so early because it's 3:00 here in the UK, and I think it's about 7:00 where you are. So you're in Hood River in Oregon, is that correct?
Yep, I'm in Hood River, Oregon, small little tourist town right outside of Portland, and it's just a beautiful place. Beautiful. We just need more pickleball courts.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little later, but I always start with the same question when I interview people. So Kevin, what's your pickleball story?
Wow. Well, I've been playing almost 7 years now, Patty.
Yeah.
And I come from the dark side. So I come from the tennis side, where I was a tennis director for 30 years. And I swore I would never, ever play pickleball, ever. Okay, it was in the tennis players' DNA. We didn't like pickleball. There was literally nothing I liked about it. You used a little kid's wiffle ball with an oversized ping pong play.
Yeah.
With an oversized ping pong paddle on a small court, and all the players were old. And I was in denial. Okay, I was in denial. I took it up in my 50s, and I had a pro shop, and it was full of tennis stuff. No pickleball, none. And a tennis company came in and said, "We're going to launch pickleball. Would you be interested in selling paddles and balls?" And I said, "No." He said, "Fastest growing sport in America." I said, "So?" And then he left his little brochure on my desk and he walked away. And I thought, fastest growing sport in America. So I Googled it and I saw how fast it was growing. And I said, I don't need to like pickleball to make money. So I ordered some paddles. They came in. I figured I need to know what they feel like if I'm going to sell them. So I called a friend of mine and I said, I need his own pickleball court. I said, I need 10 minutes of your time and you can't tell anybody. And you know where it got 10 minutes turned into 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And so after 45 minutes, I had to go teach a tennis lesson. And it was the only tennis lesson I've ever taught where I tried to get my student to dink. And all I could think about after that was pickleball. And I went all in. I went all in. Okay. So I just started playing all the tournaments, and that's pretty much how I got started.
You just became addicted pretty quick.
I just like everybody else, addicted. Yeah. You know, before I tried it, it was, in my eyes, number one, it was for old people. And two, it was a little kids game that we played in gym class on rainy days. And in my eyes, as so many people before they even played pickleball, they don't consider it an athletic sport. And then I got out there and going, this is really hard and very athletic.
Yeah.
So
now you mentioned competing. You've done quite well, haven't you, on the competitive level? Is that right?
I did. When I first started, Patty, when I went all in, I never really had any intentions of teaching pickleball, which is pretty much what I do 24/7 now. I was just going to be a competitor. So I went all in, started playing the tournaments, and was fortunate enough in 2018, 2019 to win nationals.
Whoa.
Okay, so that, and I played, some pro events and things like that. So I had some success.
Yeah.
But then when COVID hit, they shut everything down. And I really stopped competing. I looked back on myself and thought, do I want to be remembered as like an old senior player that no one will remember? Or would I rather leave my legacy being a teacher? So I chose the teaching side. But Paddy, just so you know, I'm coming back. I'm playing Sacramento Open, the Masters Pro Division. I got that itch to play, baby. I got that itch to play.
Once a competitor, always a competitor. It will never go away. It will never go away. And of course, the great thing about pickleball is you got the age levels. You've got the cohorts on the ages, which is fantastic, isn't it?
Well, that's really, really helping pickleball right now. Okay, is the age differences. There's the Masters now over 60. Yeah. That's huge because there's a big difference in 35s, 50s, 60s. There's a big difference. And I believe personally, this is my feeling, that a senior 5-0 is not the same as a 35 5-0.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is a difference. And maybe even the 35 5-0 is not the same as an 18-year-old 5-0.
Yeah.
I think somehow there should be some sort of how they can separate the ratings, right?
Yeah.
If I'm a 5-0, I'm in a 5-0, I go play a 35s tournament at 60 years old. Should I be playing? Do I really have to play 5-0 against these guys?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But you do. Yeah.
Yeah. But to have those gradings in the tournaments, I think is fantastic. I mean, for example, if you're an intermediate, a low intermediate at a level of, 2.5, you can enter tournaments and have fun. You can get a gold medal. It's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, it is fantastic. It's great because without those different levels on the separation of the ages, those senior players that are just starting playing 3-0, their first tournament, and they have to go out and play a bunch of 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds, and they don't medal, and then they quit.
And they'll never play a competitive match again. Yeah.
Well, senior pickleball has been on the decline, and it's not because people are dying. It's because they didn't have that separation enough. There wasn't enough categories. They were too broad. So seniors were having to play. So a lot of people chose not to play. The seniors chose not to play, but they're working hard on that at every level, from the beginner all the way up to the pros. Like I said, adding the Masters for 60 and over, and which is going to make the game much more enjoyable as we get older.
And I think, I'm not sure exactly everywhere around the world, but I think here in UK, most tournaments you get an 18 plus or a 19 plus, and then you get a 50 plus. And that's not brilliant because I'm 66. But having said that, with the bigger tournaments, the nationals and things like that, they are putting in those cohort gradients every sort of round about 5 years. I think it goes up to about 85 or something. I suspect this is what's happening around the world. I know in Australia, for example, they're really just sort of kicking off in quite a big way, sort of on probably about the same level as UK. So it'd be good to get those gradients in. And I suppose it starts with a couple of levels and then you split it up over the years and so I think it is moving in the right direction. I don't know, do you agree? I guess I don't know.
Oh, I agree, it is. In 2018, seniors, they were the draw. Seniors was the draw. It wasn't the young guns. And then it just started to change, where now that the young guns, and now with the social media, television, all that, it's being much more, you can see pickleball everywhere. So I think it's just for all these, in Australia, UK, stuff like that, I think it's going to be important that they get it into those different categories every 5 years.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I'm an optimist. I think that will happen. It just take a little time. Certainly in the UK, it's happening, as I mentioned, with the bigger tournaments. Now, Kevin, let's just sort of move in a different direction and ask you a question. You've been coaching for a while here. Just an interesting question from me. What's the difference of coaching seniors, age 50 plus, if you want, our definition, as opposed to others? Do you find a difference, and are you telling them slightly different things, etc.?
Yeah, definitely. There's a big difference between coaching a 64-year-old and coaching a 24-year-old. you as a coach, it's very important that you look at number one. You need to coach to their level. You want to coach at their level, even if it's kids, right?
Yeah.
You want to get down low, so you're eye level with them. So get down, so you're coaching at their level. When it comes to seniors, the difference between the 24-year-old and the 64-year-old might be athletic ability. Okay, athletic ability. It's not that the 64-year-old wasn't a great athlete at one time. Okay, the key is one time.
Yes.
Okay, in their lifetime, and they still, for their age, might be a great athlete.
But also in their minds, like me, they still think they're 25.
Well, that's what I was going to get at, was that they still think they're that great athlete. So let's say with a younger player, quicker, faster, prepares earlier, you might want to teach them more the drive on the third shot, where you have a 64-year-old who may not have the best mobility anymore, but at one time they did. And they can't get there in time to actually hit the drive. I know they want to hit the drive. They want YouTube like everyone else. So you actually want to coach at where they are in their level, where you see their athletic ability is. Okay. The one thing that cracks me up about coaching is that when I see a 64-year-old try to do an Ernie, they try to do an Ernie. And I'm like, okay, anyone over the age of 60 should not even try an Ernie. They may be able to do it, but it just doesn't look pretty. Okay, it doesn't look as good as the 25-year-old does. So
interesting. But here's a bit of a serious question, actually. So when you're coaching, someone 64, you actually say to them, look, one of your problems as a 64-year-old is that in your head you're 25 and you're trying to do this stuff. You need to recognize your limitations and you have to play to that. Do you actually say that to people? Because that kind of makes sense.
Sure. So I tell players that you need to, and it doesn't matter if I'm coaching a junior or, a superstar or a senior, whatever it is, it's the same problem. You need to play up to your potential, but within yourself. Up to your potential, but within yourself. Sure, I will explain to them, I want you to play up to your potential, but you got to play within yourself.
I think that is seriously good advice, and it's advice that I have to listen to. So there's a great tip. That's a great piece of advice. So what other tips would you have for seniors? Another 3 or so tips for seniors that come up again and again that you think, seniors really need to know about this?
Number 1, warm up. Warm up. The typical warm up for the senior pickleball player is driving through Starbucks. That is the typical warm up. They show up at the court with their coffee in hand and they come running out. And they're like, Paddy, I'm here. They got the paddle in one hand, the coffee in the other. And Paddy says, you want to warm up? And they say, no, it's just pickleball. Okay. And then they get injured. So warming up is extremely important.
Of course, if you don't want to lose the court time, you can do your warm up off court, can't you? And then come on.
I tell my players, because people are very concerned that somebody's watching them. So they don't want to miss this shot. They don't want to lose. They don't want to do this. And they don't want to warm up. Because the reason they don't want to warm up is because if you see me warming up, Paddy, you think I'm getting really serious. Okay. And so I tell my players, if you don't want to warm up in front of 20 other people at open play, warm up in the parking lot. But do something. The number 1 profession that absolutely loves pickleball players right now is orthopedic surgeons. They love us, the senior player.
I completely concur with that, agree with that, and indeed I do warm up. So, 1 or 2 other tips.
Dink to win. this game, even though it's a modern game of pickleball, with the drive and drop and all of that, and these people flying around, okay, it is still won and lost by dinking.
Yeah.
So learn to dink to win. Learn to dink effectively. And what I mean by that is when you dink, what is the purpose of dinking? The purpose of dinking, it's simple. Irritate your opponent. That's why you dink. So when you and I are dinking back and forth, I'm not going to dink it right to you. I'm going to dink it 2 feet to your right, 2 feet to your left to irritate you. But dink to win. The game is still, it's still where it's won and lost, and especially at the seniors.
And a big part of dink to win is just have that patience. And as seniors, hopefully we got a little more patience than the youngsters.
Well, you would think so. I mean, we've jeepers. We've lived a full life almost, right? And then it's everything that we've been through in our life and everything that we've seen as seniors. And when we miss a pickleball, we actually get upset about it.
Yeah.
It's just that it's a little kid's game with a wiffle ball. And it just cracks me up to see in any players, but especially seniors, when we're not playing for anything anymore except enjoyment, we get upset.
Yeah.
I would also say is drill. Now, if you're looking for tips, okay, drilling. Yeah. Drilling is crucial. It doesn't matter what age you are, what level you are. But when you drill, you need to drill with a purpose and you need to have a plan. So there's 3 things that I always tell my players, Paddy, is if I'm coaching you, I'm going to tell you 3 things. Number 1, you must have a plan. Number 2, you must have a purpose. And number 3, you must be patient. I call those the 3 Ps. When you're drilling, you need to have a plan. This is not time for you and I to catch up socially. Drilling is the key to get better. Unfortunately, don't get better by just playing. So drill.
Very, very wise words. Thanks, Kevin. Thank you. Before we end, I mean, it's been fantastic talking to you. Just a couple of random questions. I'm not warned you about these, so it would be interesting to know what your answer is. What's the oldest pickleball player you've come across?
I was teaching at camp in California, and I had a gentleman. Now you got to understand, this is a 16-hour camp.
Whoa. It's
2.5 days, 8 hours, 8 hours, and 4 hours. 101.
Wow.
101.
Fantastic.
And I'll be gall darn, he was the coolest 101-year-old I have ever met in my life. He outdressed everybody. Wonderful. He had the best shoes. He came out there wearing his, Converse shoes. He had designer clothes on. He was looking good.
Oh,
okay.
That's fantastic.
It was, unbelievable. It is so great.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah,
so
I just had to ask that question. I've come across a few 90-year-olds, but no centurions yet, but one day I will. So I think we've all just got to nod our heads and say how amazing that is. Absolutely amazing. Fantastic. I got one more question before we end, Kevin. So where do you see pickleball going into the future, generally, and for seniors? I mean, we discussed before coming onto this Zoom call about the sort of lack of facilities in the United States. I mean, obviously, we're talking United States because that's where you are, although, we are interested in other countries.
Well, the future of pickleball is, the mainstay of pickleball is still the seniors. The highest percentage of players are still the seniors. We've kind of forgotten about them. We've forgotten that's what started this game. This great game is the seniors.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. I think at the higher level, they're doing good things by adding those age divisions in the masters. The future of senior pickleball, I still think it's strong. I still think it's strong. I think the issue we're going to run into is court time. Maybe not enough court time, but players, I think that could be an issue, is because so with this emergence of the younger players, I guess the good thing for the seniors is a lot of those younger players have jobs, so they can't play until after 5. And the seniors, we're usually in bed by 5. So
now.
I think the future is still good. I would like to see more emphasis put back on senior tournaments, just senior events.
Yeah.
Maybe give them a little bit more TV time than they're getting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all that used to be on.
I mean, what we're interested here at Senior Pickleball Tips, certainly the tournaments and all that sort of stuff, but we're particularly interested in the sort of lower ratings. We're particularly interested in people starting to play, beginners, novices, intermediates. And I suppose the lack of facilities in the States, that's really going to affect that sort of bunch of people.
Well, it can. I mean, and it definitely will, except again, even the lower level player, right? They have the time. A lot of seniors have the time and some of them have the money. And so they can actually play during the time, even the prime time in the morning, 8 to 12, or they're flexible enough to play 12 to 5, but I'll tell you what, another tip, the lower level senior player, not even lower level, senior player, okay? You guys, pickleball is a marathon, not a sprint. And you have to set goals. And the great thing about this game, Paddy, is at our age, we are learning something new. How cool is that? That's the one reason that I got hooked. At 54 years old, I was learning something new. And people would say, isn't it going to ruin your tennis game? And I said, what tennis game? My tennis game was 30 years ago. Yeah. So it was so awesome to be able to, at this age, actually be learning and expanding my mind. I loved it.
I completely agree with you. I'm also a tennis player, and sort of before I got a bit injured and before I started playing pickleball, I had a single backhand in tennis, and I learned to double backhand. It took me 6 or 7 years, and my good friend Eamon sort of was knocking balls for me for all that time. And to learn a new skill, I think, when you get a bit older is just fantastic for all kinds of reasons. Well, look, Kevin, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. It's been an absolute joy meeting you and talking to you and learning more about this incredible sport. So thank you very much indeed. I really appreciate that. It's great to meet you.
Well, Paddy, thank you so much. And thank you for everything that you do for pickleball and senior pickleball. We really appreciate you and Senior Pickleball Tips.
Fantastic. Listen, thanks so much. And you take good care, Kevin, and we'll catch you again soon, okay?
All right. See you on the court.
Thank you for listening to the Senior Pickleball Tips podcast, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Now remember, we've got the Facebook group, we've got the seniorpickleballtips.com website, so please head on there if you want to be more involved. It would be great to see you. Okay, my Senior Pickleball Tips friends, paddle up, stay safe, and most importantly, have fun. Don't want to miss an episode? Please subscribe to Senior Pickleball Tips podcast on iTunes, Apple, and also on Spotify. And please leave a rating and review. All right, guys, listen, I'll see you soon. Bye for now.